Once you have installed package intsvy, you probably want to import the dataset from the specific study that you want to analyze. And before you import the dataset, you might also want to decide which variables and countries to select from the entire dataset, as you might not want to import all the dataset. So intsvy has some functions for printing variable names and also names of countries that then you would use as an input for functions that import datasets into intsvy. So here we're going to look first at the functions bar label that allow you to print the variable names and labels, and also the names of the participating countries in your dataset. For example, and of course before you start you always have to load intsvy. I have 3 examples for TIMSS, PEARLS, and PISA, and the name of the function for printing the variable labels and the names of the participating countries in TIMSS is TIMSS g8.var.label. This is for grade 8, and here I'm including only one argument. There are a couple of more arguments in the function, but this argument is enough in order to produce the output that we want. And the argument is the folder where the data from TIMSS 2011 grade 8 is stored. So in my case it's this folder, and please do check the video on directory paths and intsvy, because depending on the structure of the directory path, this argument is going to look differently on your operating system. Here I am entering this directory path because that's where my data is located, which is on this folder. So on this folder I have the files in SPSS format that I downloaded directly from the IEA data repository. So we're gonna highlight this command and execute it, and we get as an output the names of the participating countries, and more importantly the codes. And these codes we're gonna use in the next step, which is when we want to select specific countries from the dataset. Same with the variable labels. We have variable names and labels, and we're going to use these names in order to select specific variables from the different instruments. So here you have the output for each of the instruments, for the teaching questionnaire, for the school or principal questionnaire, for the student questionnaire, parental questionnaire. So all of the instruments that are part of the study and that are available in the datasets that are stored in this folder. So if I had only some countries in the data in this folder, then you would have seen an output only for those countries. Here this is the entire dataset from TIMSS 2011 and grade 8. The structure for PEARLS is the same. You just need to change the folder where the data from PEARLS is stored, and it gives you as an output the same, the participating countries and the variable labels, and also variable names for each instrument. For PISA, the structure of this argument is a bit different, and you include the folder as in the previous cases, but additionally you need to enter the name of the student file and enter the name of the school file, or either of these files depending on which data set you would like to describe. But again, as in the previous examples, is also going to output the name of the countries and the variables that are included in the data set. So with this information you can decide which variables you would like to select from the original datasets, and also the countries for which the dataset you would like to import. I am including only one argument here, which is folder, but you could also add a couple of other arguments For example, if instead of getting the output in the console, you wanted directly to create a file with the output, then you could add a name for this for the output and a directory where the output is going to be located, and as a result you're going to get a text file with all the information that you see here in the console.